Hi, this is Mark Pledger from Rapala VMC, and today I've got the pleasure of being joined by Sean Pirie, or should I say I've got the pleasure of joining Sean Pirie on his unbelievable farm, where we're going to be shooting some guns and having some fun. But before we do, we're going to have a chat about the Victrix Tormentum. So this is the 375 Cheytac, and we'll run through it a bit. So the main thing about this gun has to be this action. It's something that is absolutely unbelievable. The action is coated in a very special coating called PVD. PVD stands for physical vapor deposition. The physical vapor deposition actually impregnates into the metal, and it actually increases the hardness from around about that 80 to almost 2000. So it's diamond hardness. The beauty about that, it means that you can actually run this 100% dry, especially in your drier climates or dustier climates, and you don't have any issues at all. So the bolt and the action is absolutely spot on, and even running it dry you can feel how smooth that whole action is. If you look at the stock, a really rigid aluminium frame, and you need to have that with this type of gun that generates just so much power. On the butt section you have totally adjustable, you have your height, you have your length of pull, and you can have your cant if need be. Also, the beauty about it is that it does have a quick fold, so if you need to remove your bolt for whatever reason, you can happily do it nice and easy there. If you take a look at that bolt, you can see that this gun is built for business. 3-lug system, double extractor pin for positive ejection on your brass. The 375 Cheytac, for the people who don't know the 375 Cheytac, it is the gun that's come up and is really the king of long range. If you look at most of the shooters in the king of 2 mile, maybe 50% of the top 10 shooters are normally shooting a 375 Cheytac. That's correct. And they're shooting out to 2 miles itself. The brass, the parent case is actually a 505 Gibbs, neck down to a 375. Normally shoots a 350 to a 375 grain bullet, round about that 2950, especially on this 30-inch barrel and at this sort of altitude, 5,500 foot. The gun is just built for a shooter. The total weight of the gun is around about 13.7, excluding scope and excluding the mounts. It shoots like a 308, haven't Sean?
Yeah, Mark, it shoots like a dream. I've had the privilege of shooting your rifle here, and I can say that the more you shoot it, the more you want to shoot it. So I hope you've got a case full of ammunition for us here today.
I went and loaded brand spanking new brass, Sean.
Fantastic. As a extreme long range rig, I'd say this is, in my humble opinion, probably the best option that there currently is available for shooters. That comes as is with a spec from the factory, fully adjustable, with all the trimmings and things that it does come with. So I just can't wait to shoot it a little bit later. So yeah,
brilliant, man.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you've had the opportunity to shoot a lot of 50 BMGs and that sort of stuff. What would you say is the pros and cons of the two?
Well, 50s generally great caliber, great rifles. There's lots of different options in them. The size of the round, 20-50 rounds, probably equates almost 30-40 375 Cheytac rounds as in size. So weight is an option there, always important to look at. But I'd say as far as the muzzle blast and air displacement, there's way less muzzle blast and air displacement with the 375 Cheytac. So it doesn't disturb you as a shooter. A lot of the 50s can shoot great, but designing muzzle brakes, etc., almost traumatizes or shocks the shooter if he's not used to it behind the rifle. Yeah. So not as much as the recoil, it's the air displacement. So this is a very easy weapon to actually get into extreme long range shooting with.
I'll say, listen, when it comes to the cost of reloading, this must run into at least half, maybe a third of the cost of a 50 BMG.
Exactly. Cost is definitely a huge factor. Cost of projectiles, cost of brass, cost of the propellants, everything is definitely a consideration. The more you want to shoot, or the further you want to shoot, the more you've got to shoot.
Yeah.
So it doesn't help having an awesome platform and not being able to shoot it due to perhaps economic or financial restraints. Oh, I can only shoot 10 rounds this weekend because it costs me $250 a pop. That's not the way it's done. You've got to shoot a rifle a lot in order to build up relevant skill with it. And I think this type of caliber, especially in this type of setup, gives you the full package.
Brilliant. Well, I've got a box full of ammo. You've got an unbelievable range here, set out to 1,810 meters. Various targets, lots of fun. Sean, thanks for having us, and
lekker.
we look forward to having some fun today.
Great.